Good morning. It is Wednesday. Time for work again, and time for some more D&D and Drive. Now then, today's topic, a bit different than my normal stuff. I should actually really go back and see how often I say that, because I think my normal stuff might be different than my normal stuff sometimes. But something I've not done on here before, and that is basically a book review. The akaTal'Dorei campaign guide went out for pre-order, and I've pre-ordered it. And when you pre-order it, you can also purchase a PDF version of the book. So of course, I did. I've had a chance to read through it, and overall, very impressed. I really like the book. I'm not sure what I expected out of it. I didn't know if it was just going to all be kind of a recap of Critical Role or what I thought might happen, but it's awesome. I mean, the history of the world that is painted in it is brilliant. It feels like a world that I could pick up and drop into Spelljammer with no changes whatsoever needed. Even going back to the fact that the creation story for the world is basically no one knows how it really started, but this is what everyone says. That's perfect for a world, because what it does is, even though it was probably, I'm going to say almost surely, not intended with Spelljammer in mind, because I don't think anyone really designs their homebrew campaign world with Spelljammer in mind, unless they're insane, which me, but you know, yeah. It means that it is perfect, because you can have the larger creation mythos of Spelljammer, and basically have that all be before the world knows anything. And then the world's history picks up after that. It's amazing. The classes that are in it are good. Nothing overpowering, nothing that's mind-blowing, but they're good, solid classes. I can see their uses. I can see where they would be fun. The thing that really floored me, that I really enjoyed, was the vestiges. Anyone who's watched the show knows about the vestiges of Divergence. What I really enjoyed was seeing all of the vestiges that the group didn't get. There are a lot more of them than I thought. Obviously, they didn't hear clues about all of them. Maybe Matt kind of limited the clues to the ones that he thought they'd be most likely to use, or something of that nature. Maybe it was cut down for time. I don't know. But some of the vestiges that were never called out to in the series, I love. I also love the fact that it's left up to the DM to decide when they awaken, or when they gain their extra powers. It means that they can be fit into any campaign, not something specific to akaTal'Dorei or the events there. That's always good. The other thing that I loved about the book, Matt Mercer's intro was brilliant. I thought it was genuine and heartfelt, and at the same time explained exactly what you needed to know. But there was a little paragraph in the book, and I apologize, I am driving, so I can't read it to you at the moment. But there's a little paragraph in there, and it comes after all of the history of the world, and after all the information about how to run a akaTal'Dorei campaign. And it says something to the effect of, the corners of the map aren't filled in. there are places kind of left intentionally blank, and that is for your world to grow. And it talks about the fact that you are the author of your Tal'Dorei campaign, and it even goes as far as to say, and no one sitting at your table, even if you've got Matt Mercer sat at your table, can be the one to tell you that anything that you're running in Tal'Dorei is wrong. And then probably my favorite line of the entire book is when he says, consider everything in this book to be written in pencil. Now, I think every D&D book needs to have that in there. Some of them kind of bat around the bush and say it in some roundabout way. Others leave it out completely and you have to guess at it. It's the way I run every book. It's the way I run everything. Anytime a player comes to me and asks me, hey, does so-and-so exist in your game? If I'm not familiar with it, the first thing I say is, let me see it. And I have no problem looking at a class or a race or whatever, reading it, and saying, yes, this exists, but that's different, and that doesn't exist. That makes it fit my world. You know, or, yes, they exist, but they didn't come from where that says, they came from over here instead, and did this and this. Excuse me. Yeah, everything is pencil. That is the way to think about rule books in D&D. I believe Gary Gygax said at one point, the biggest fear that we as a company should have is that one day they'll realize they don't need our books to play. Now think about that. Gary Gygax, Dungeons and Dragons man himself, telling his employees they don't need our books. Dungeons and Dragons is an idea and a framework. It helps to have some rules. I've talked about this before, I think. It helps to have rules because it means that if I come and sit down at your table, we already share a lingo. We already share a language. But it's not needed. House rule it. Change it. Make it work for you. Make the game fun. And I really feel like the Tal'Dorei campaign guide does that. So, on the off chance that Matt Mercer ever watches this video, well done. Well done. Thumbs up. I love it. And as soon as another one comes out, I'll be buying that one too. Everybody else, like it, subscribe it. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. If you've got any ideas, let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you then.